Hello, my name is Dinesh. I'm going to give demonstration for this challenge. This challenge talks about creating a UI prototype based on the SAS framework which was developed in the previous challenge. So the requirement for this challenge is to create a working prototype in any of these technologies, jQuery, Angular and React. So I have chosen Angular 6.x version to create the working prototype. So the basic requirement for this challenge are to convert all the components which have been completed in the SAS framework as part of the earlier challenge. And so this is the Marvel URL which we have got as part of this challenge. So as you can see, we have a component section on the left hand side, and the right side we can see the demo for every component. So let's start by, so this is my code repository. So you first have to do npm install to install the packages. Since I have already done it, so I'll just start the application using npm start. So npm start will start the application. It will build the application and it will start the application on localhost 4200 URL. So I'll just go to localhost 4200. So as you can see, this is the working application based on this Marvel design. As you can see on the left hand side, we have all the components like logo, colors, typography, and you can just click on every component and you can see the result on the right hand side. So these are the different components. I've used the same SAS framework given as part of this challenge in the challenge forms. So you can see the input drop down list, checkbox, radios, menus, everything as per the SAS framework. So for navigation, I've used the default Angular router for navigating to different pages, different components. So let me walk you through the code. So as part of this ticket, this is Angular 6 application, as I already mentioned. And as you can see, this application has different components which I have created. So for every component, there's a different folder, and inside every folder you can see there is a HTML file which actually lays out all the structure of this component, and there is a component file, that JavaScript code, and there is also a style sheet file which is being done in the SAS format, and there's also a spec file just to test those components. So as you can see, every component has been developed as per the specifications given in the SAS framework. So what libraries I've used? The first library I've used with this application is the Bootstrap. So this is the Bootstrap library which I'm globally initializing. So since this is a project initialized using Angular CLI 6.x version, so I've used the Bootstrap CLI which is applicable globally to the whole application. And this is the another style sheet I'm using globally, style.sccs, inside the src folder. So as you can see, inside the src folder I have a global styles file. In this file, I'm importing the font families. I'm using the Roboto as mentioned in the challenge forms, and I'm also importing all the compressed CSS file from the SAS framework given. So I have stored all the SAS framework inside the assets folder. As you can see, inside the src assets, I have this action folder, and inside that I have all the components, all the previous work done for this creating this SAS framework. So inside that there is a dist folder. So this is the minified version of whole SAS framework. So I'm using that. This is the CSS file which I've imported globally, and I'm just applying the default font family and font size for the whole body section. So I'm using specifically the Roboto font family. And so this basically, so in the angular.json, I've just used these globally two CSS files. One is the Bootstrap and one is my custom global CSS. And inside that file, I'm importing the SAS framework. So how do I use that? So since I've imported this SAS framework globally, so now when I go to every component, I can directly use the class names which are being used. Then automatically the classes will be applied from the SAS framework. So as you can see, this is the example in the button and links component. So I'll just go to that. So this is the buttons and link component. As you can see, there are different buttons. For the demonstration, I've used the same classes which are given in the SAS framework example for creating this kind of UI. And for demonstrating the code preview section, as you can see on this section, so this is the code preview section where the actual HTML elements are matching with the code. So this is being done with I've used the Angular service inside the shared folder. So this is a service I've created for demonstrating or displaying the HTML code for the preview section, escape HTML service, which is being used by every component which wants to show this demo kind of code. And so yeah, so when you click on the every component on the left navigation bar, you can see it is being highlighted, and the right hand side you can see all the code being executed for that component, and also the preview for the components. Yeah, yeah, that's it for now. Thank you, sir, very much for listening.